Butter my bread and call it toast. The Ducks are back on track. The Rainbow Warriors offense is lost in space. Kamehameha Maui is back, perched atop the Maui Interscholastic League girls volleyball standings. The New York Mets are back in the playoff. The New York Yankees are as well. I say that for my friend and my son as they go into the baseball playoffs here in October. And October has arrived as well with the possibility of an unprecedented 3 championship games in MIL football. And this is the Maui News Sports Report. Some things change while others stay the same. I'm Rob, he's Jordan. And Friday night, Jordan, we saw just a resurgence of the Baldwin defense led at, like the ones that used to be led by the likes of Kaluka Maiava, Mana Rosa, and Chad Kauha'aha'a. And Chad was here wearing his orange shirt of the Oregon State Beavers, where he is the defensive line coach. And, man, I'm telling you, La'akea Kaho'ohanohano Davis put on a show.
Yeah, he really did. He's got to be the guy that probably caught the eye of Coach Chad and what he's been able to do in all 3 phases of the game. Another punt return, another catch and run, and a long touchdown via the offensive game. On defense, he was all over the place in the defensive secondary. He's one of the special guys in the state right now, I think. And it's just good to see him healthy after he's kind of battled injuries throughout his career. And really just a treat for MIL fans to watch.
No doubt about it. Pohai Lee, Baldwin's new head coach, introduced La'akea to Chad before the game, and certainly that's the guy that Chad Kauha'aha'a was here to watch. There's no doubt about it. The Bears come up with a 30-8 win over Lahainaluna. The Lunas, struggling. They're very, very young, colossally young. And the Baldwin defense, the defensive line was just outstanding. That front 7 is really tough to deal with. And young quarterback Chase Akaka continues to shine. 2 touchdown passes, no interceptions. He now has 11 touchdown passes, just 2 interceptions on the year. Those are Jordan Helly kind of numbers. And I'll tell you what, the defense was what stood out for me. La'akea made a couple great defenses of passes in the end zone to thwart an early Luna drive. And, his teammates just put so much pressure on Dylan Delatorre. Baldwin racks up 350 yards of offense and limits the Lunas to 4 first downs and forces 9 punts in the first 3 quarters before kind of giving way to the substitutes. And then, Saturday, Jordan, your Kamehameha Maui Warriors come up with a big win, snap a 3-game losing streak. But it was really, I have to say, a victory for both sides. Final score, Kamehameha 20, King Kekalike 12. But what a game between the cross-the-street upcountry rivals.
Yeah, it was fun when you just got to drive across Kula Highway for a game. It was cold, chilly night, kind of an upcountry fall evening, which I love. It was football weather. It's one of those October games that is a lot of fun to be a part of. But yeah, for us, a much needed win, and for King Kekalike, I think good for those kids to get back out on the field. And they put up a heck of an effort and forced us to come from behind. It was kind of an ugly football game all the way around, but it was a fun one nonetheless.
And your young quarterback, Kainoa Sanchez, has had his struggles. He's only a sophomore, but he had 200 yards passing in that game. I love the future of offense in this league. Chase Akaka is a 14-year-old sophomore. Kainoa Sanchez, a sophomore. Etuate Storer, certainly the guy in waiting, started the first few games for Lahainaluna as a freshman at quarterback. And the quarterbacks in this league are going to be something special for the next few years.
Yeah, I think so. We've seen the growing pains on offense for a lot of the teams. I think even if you talk to the folks at Baldwin, they'll tell you there's a lot of kind of the up and downs with the young sophomore. He's kind of also the freshman at King Kekalike. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of invaluable experience gained this year for future years to come.
No doubt about it. And 2 games this coming week. Baldwin at you guys up country at Kanaia Puni Stadium. That's a big game really for both teams. If you guys are to avoid that championship game, which you are guaranteed of at least, you got to win these last couple and hope that the Lunas stumble. Maybe you pull out that second round crown that way. Otherwise, championship Friday night or Saturday, Halloween night is going to be for the Division II crown and state berth. And then Baldwin Maui High gets back on the field after 3 weeks between games because of a forfeit from King Kekalike, as we kind of alluded to earlier last week. And then that Baldwin Maui High matchup is looming on October 17th.
Yeah, that's the one everybody's circling
Yeah.
on their calendars, right? After the big matchup last round. So it's going to be a fun, we got about 4 weeks left in the regular season. October is going to be a great month.
I'll tell you what, that last week of October, State Riflery is here on October 27th, which is a Tuesday. State Cross Country is here that Saturday at Seabury Hall. And then the possibility of 3 MIL championship football games. Certainly we know at least one will take place because the 8-man guys guaranteed to have a championship game. Xterra is on November 1st. So a busy week as we kind of are preparing for state football tournament time and Maui Invitational time, but we have time to talk about that in later weeks. But Jordan girls volleyball, the Kamehameha Maui Warriors, Salai Damuni, Kyra Davis, Kylie Yamashita, after not playing last year, those girls have stepped up, and Danielle Brown has got to be smiling as the setter. She's got a lot of weapons for you.
Yeah, she's really kind of slid into that role really nicely. The veteran kind of on that team of a still kind of relatively young bunch. Kamehameha Maui sweeps Baldwin. They're at 10-0. They clinch their state berth for themselves with at least a playoff at the end of the year for the overall MIL championship. King Kekalike kind of waiting right there. Seabury Hall still unblemished in Division II. And Hana kind of hanging out right behind them as well. In Division II girls volleyball, of course, they do get 2 votes into the state tournament.
And volleyball tournament time starts a busy week. Volleyball tournaments, I should say, start the week of October 20th. And Treyana Freitas and Bree Rodriguez and the King Kekalike girls are waiting for another chance at Kamehameha, who came back from 2 sets down to beat them a first time. They had another hard-fought 4-set match the next time, and Kamehameha has come up on top of both of those. But of the very real possibility, there's still one more match left in the regular season for those two. Won't mean a whole lot, other than just a little bit of revenge maybe for King K, but quite the possibility of certainly those two possibly matching up in the tournament final, and maybe a King K win there sets up a rubber match game, match number 5, if you will, for all the marbles. Both those teams could be headed to the state tournament. And MIL volleyball with Seabury in the mix has really stepped up into the kind of the state limelight. You cover a lot of volleyball, Jordan, and I'm telling you, MIL volleyball, Scotty Zuko at Seabury Hall, Bala Spencer at Kamehameha Maui, and certainly Al Pasquale at King Kekalike have just, lifted things up to, a level that I don't think we've ever seen before.
Yeah, it's been very competitive, and a lot of those teams pretty young last year, with a lot of experience coming back that can maybe make some noise come state tournament time.
And man, we have to end on the cannot score UH football team 55-0 at Boise. I had much higher hopes than that. Keelan Evelico does not touch the ball on offense, does not have a kick return because all the kicks were touchbacks, the kickoffs. He had 1 tackle on special teams. But, man, I don't know what we have to do to convince those coaches that it's time for him to touch the ball.
Free Keelan.
Yeah.
That's the weekly pledge. And, he's making plays on special teams, missed a little time the previous week. So hopefully maybe, working his way back in. And they just got to find some way to get in the end zone, man.
The fastest guy on the team might be the ticket. I don't know. But that's our report for this week. And send us your bobbleheads.